Alright. Hello everybody. If you are watching this video, there's a very good chance you've been enlisted to war, and there's a very high chance you'll die. But don't worry, I'll be your tour guide on how to survive in this wretched world. You're still gonna die though. Sorry, I can't do anything about that. Anyway, so first of all, your starting equipment, it should be consist of Prince long rifle. It's a very standard issue rifle for all infantries. Everyone will have it. And alongside Grace Service Revolver, which is also standard issued secondary for everybody. These weapons are relatively good, and we have a lot of them, so you'll be using them for the majority game. We will begin on how to shoot people, per se. So first of all, to shoot people, I recommend pressing Control, so you have shift lock on, and then once you have shift lock on, you hold your right click like this, so you start aiming the weapon, and then when you need to shoot, you just let it like that. If there's no ammo left, you'll hear a click clang, which indicate that your gun's out of ammo and you need to reload. You can check how much ammo left is on your gun by pressing T over here. When they say empty, that means there's no more bullet chamber in it. And the bar indicates how much magazine you have. So to reload is as simple as pressing R. Then you'll start chambering bullet one by one. And as you can see here, we're full. If you ever need more ammo, you have been issued with a ammo pouch. You can hold G to drop it down. Alternatively, these things over here also give you ammo. You can just click on it without equipping anything, and you have ammo. A very important thing about reloading ammo, you use one shot. This rifle can hold 7 shots. But if you reload, you will void all the 6 other ones. Actually, wait, no. Specifically, this one doesn't, because it's reload by chamber. But a lot of other gun does that. So let's say this. Yeah, the revolver will void all the 5 other shots. So it is as fine to reload when you're almost out. The Prince rifle is one of the most standard weapons. It has pretty decent recoil, high rate, and it reloads not as slow. There's an additional feature that you should know about, which is called the single shot. So let's say you ammo. So you can press Q to switch how you use a weapon. Single fire mode, or repeating, which is a normal, the default one. If you switch to single fire, you will need to reload after every shot, but it is really fast. So. And if you try to do this repeating, it just doesn't. It is much slower, as you can see. Please excuse me, I need to grab more ammo. The revolver is a very good close range weapon. Obviously, it's a secondary, so if your primary ever run out of ammo and you're still in a gunfight, it is advised to just pull out the revolver. Same thing, you should aim and then. The revolver have a that because this is mainly made for close range. You're meant to use them up close rather than sniping far away. That's the Prince job. So that's basic of a gun. If you do not aim with your gun, unfortunately you will instead try to gun bash. It is useful when enemies up close to you. You just need some distance. You can do something like this. Yeah, so you can knock them away. And it is worth keeping in mind that if you are moving when you shoot, the recoil is much more noticeable. So it's advised not to. And another thing, when you are aiming, you can hold shift to hold your breath to focus. And this makes the recoil much quicker, but you have a limited time doing this, and then you'll have to release it. So that's the weaponry of your that you were given, and an additional knife just for close range combat. The knife is just nice. That's it. There's not much I can say about it. Anyway, the very important tool in this fight, a pickaxe, because you are fighting underground. There's a lot of rocks. You can fight with the pickaxe. Wait. Just hold your left click. Fine. There we go. The special thing is that this allows you to modify your own terrain. So, for example, you can do something like this, and this weird part over here could actually act as cover for you because you cannot shoot things. So, you are allowed to just make something like that. You can modify your own terrain. You can also make downwards or upwards, making like kind of a hole, trenches, or dig up if you're trying to flank. That's the basic of the game. There's not much to it. It's really just a tool that you use to wreck rocks or modify your own terrain. For most of your infantry, the 5th item is a first aid pouch. This is used to treat your wounds. When your vision starts to become dim, you should use it in safety to heal yourself up. Keep in mind that most of you is not a professional doctor, so you can only do first aid, which doesn't fully heal you. But naturally, you will slowly heal back your wounds as long as your vision is not blurry. Anyway, the next item is your compass. You access this by pressing X, the X on your keyboard next to the Z. It shows you the objective, and the main goal here, you need to capture all 3 objectives and hold them for as long as possible. On the top of the screen is how much tickets. This indicates how much life you and your opponent have, depending on your team. If that ever reaches 0, you will no longer respawn, and the enemy can attack your base. The tickets go down by killing other enemies, which grants 1 per kill, which reduce the enemy's ticket by 1 per kill, or capturing the objective. Each objective remove 1 ticket from the enemy every 2 seconds, which is really huge. So this is why you want to keep the objective as long as possible. And the reason why is you need to go to the objective with the pickaxe. You need to dig out of the hole. Try not to make it too obvious or too obvious, because you likely will have to take the route. And as you can see, the objective. If you are in the yellow team, your light will be yellow, and if you're in the purple team, your light will be a little bit of a blue. So that right there is an enemy. Yep. So essentially, they can shoot you and deal damage to you, but you can also shoot them back. So for example, the Prince weapon precisely deal 150 damage up close on a body shot. So that means if I shoot them right here, they'll take 150 damage. The game does not have a good way to note that how much health you have, but our soldier have 200 health, so it will take roughly 2 shots. Here's an example. 1. They are now injured. And that means the next shot of 150 will kill them. And as you can see, the ticket went 1 by 1. So now let me get the dummy bag. Excuse me for a moment, please. Oh yes, while we're at it, so this game respawn based on reinforcement, so you will be respawning waves of soldiers when you have much more people, which essentially allows you to attack as a group. Okay, here's the dummy. You can see. So to demonstrate, the dummy will shoot. You can see we take a lot of damage and we're injured. So now we use the medkit. You can press T to check how injured you are. When they say you need surgery, that means you can use it. And here's the thing about healing, that it doesn't fully heal you. So if I shoot again with the dummy right here, I'm still gonna die. Because it doesn't fully heal you. It only heal you for up to 100 health. And the Prince Rifles still do 150, so it will still kill. That is very important to know, because you have to wait to heal up. I can show you an example that you will passively heal up right here. I'll shoot again with something less strong, I suppose, like the revolver, for example. The revolver deal. Actually, no, the revolver still hurts. Well, not that much, actually. But yeah, the Prince Rifle will always injure anyone and kill everyone in 2 shots, regardless. Oh yeah, right. I have to use this then. Leg shot does not matter. Either way, it will deal 150 damage up close. And now I will heal up. I'm basically healing the 50 health extra because I can't heal the 100 damage initially. As you can just check, I'm only hurt a little bit, but if you wait enough, yes, it starts to recover. And then eventually, when I heal like that, I can once again take a bullet like that. So yes, after healing, it is important to let your wound recover rather than immediately charge back to the battle. So you have a best chance of survival. Anyway, all of the soldiers issued helmets, which is very crucial as you know, the revolver only deal 130 damage, and as I said, most soldiers have 200 health. If you get hit in the helmet, all damage will be ignored. And if I do the body shot on this, as you can see, the damage never went through. So the helmet is extremely important for your survival, as it will prevent you from getting destroyed. The main reason is that if you ever get hit in the head, it is a fatal wound. As you can see, instant death. Nothing can save you. If you get hit by a head, that's why you needed your helmet. It is very basic. As you can see, you try not to die. So in a case of shootout happens, my first recommendation is when you are attacking, always hold your weapon as there's like a slight animation that when you're at this animation you can't do anything. So if the enemy get the upper hand on you, then they will win the fight more easily than you thought. The second thing is, you should dig some cover tunnel, like what I just did right here. So these. So let's say I attack here, right? Yeah. So for example, if there's like an enemy here, they do this, and it's really hard for me to deal with because they have cover and I don't. So like, yeah, it is like it is much easier to get shot, while the enemy can just back over here or drop down. That's kind of like a trench is, and basically they're much more safe than me, which is why having cover is important. Like even this will do, like, kind of like a shootout like this, and then like if, for example, they peek, not shoot them, they will retreat. They likely will hide. and they're likely gonna heal. And when they're healing, you can charge it in and then finish them off. Yep, that is some of the basics. Now I can get in. Looks like my dummy. Looks like something happened to my dummy. Please wait a moment. Now we will get in the. Basically, the damage on most guns have a damage lock range where if you reach a certain range, you will take. You will deal less damage. This applies to most guns besides the snipers, because the sniper have like a perfect sweet range where they deal much more damage, which is why you need to keep track, because the further you are, the more bullets gonna take to kill the enemy. Right, let's just get to that, shall we? So here's the dummy. I've got it back. As you can see, that's 41 stud. So if I just, for the Prince rifle, it needs 100 stud. So like a very bad situation. So this is 115 stud, essentially. For this weapon, it will deal reduced damage if you shoot from this range. So you can notice by how fast you heal, basically. So yeah, if I were to let the dummy shoot me from here, healing will be much faster. Actually, not really, because it still hurts. So, say, this weapon is not exactly the best to show this, so I would use a different weapon to visualize this, because the Prince will always injure everybody who hits, and we'll go with this weapon for the time being. So weapon stat is important, because anything that deal below than 100 damage will usually need 3 shots to your enemies. Below 50, and it needs 4. Above 100 will be a 2-shot, provided you do not hit the head. Anyway, so this weapon is most effective at 60 stun. So therefore, we will measure it. So this is exactly 60 stun. So if I shoot it, yep, they will remain injured. So now they need to heal up. than 60 stun, which means if this weapon hit, it will no longer remain them in injured state. As you can see, they stand normal, the second shot will injure. So that's how damage fall works. It is immediate. So say it's not linear, so that doesn't mean that if you get further, it doesn't deal less damage immediately. It's only in the crucial damage range right here. The 90 start, it deal even less damage. It's a little hard to visualize, but I can show with this weapon. Yep, don't mind that. So for this weapon, it is mostly similar to the Prince-Long rifle. It's about the same, but it's slightly weaker in terms of their strength, but it fires faster. So for this weapon, the important damage range is 50 and 80. So if it's 50, it will deal a lot of damage. So like this, it will deal a lot of damage. Very badly for them. So it's like around 50. This will do slightly less damage, but still enough to two-shot enemies. As you can see, and then 80 stun. So like here. I will quickly show you. 80 start, they will not be in the injured state anymore after I hit them once. As you can see, they stand, so that means they're not injured. So it is important to keep track of these because some of the weapon is more effective up close than in far range. For example, like shotguns. Really good up close, but as you can see here, there's one, if you shoot it much further, it will effectively deal no damage. Alright, we'll get to your special equipment now. There are 7 total classes in the game, which with different abilities that I will choose, which is your special type. Usually remain in your 6th slot. Okay, so start off with your standard infantry, a soldier. The main advantage of Soldat is that they have an ammo pouch. You hold G to drop it, like this, and anyone can pick this up if they need ammo. So right now I have full ammo. Let's just say I reload my gun. I can pick it up because I need 1 bullet. It doesn't just refill 1 bullet; it refills your entire ammo. So if you run out of ammo, it will fully refill you. But I'm too lazy to shoot every single one of my bullets, so take my word for it. If you have an ally, you can tap G, and you will give them ammo. So that also is expert of weaponry, so they reload the weapon much faster than other classes. So this rifle, this revolver, very fast. Watch. Boom, done. Like that. You also run slightly faster than other classes, and that's pretty much it. Begin with a Rook. The Rook is a heavily defensive class who prioritizes in building, construct, as cover, or supplies. Their equipment is a grenade launcher, which actually doesn't do that much damage. It's a mining launcher that excavates, and if any person is unfortunate enough to be close to it, they will receive some slight tinnitus. The charges will recharge over time, and on the 6th slot is a hammer, which allows you to build cover. You will have to press Q to decide what you want to build, and then you click as long as it's not highlighted in red, and then you press Q again, turn it off, so you can swing your hammer again, and then you can build it. You need to get to 100, and then these act as effectively cover. They will prevent your opponent from shooting you through it. You or your teammate through it, so I will demonstrate by letting the dummy shoot the wall that I'm behind. See? The wall sustains some damage, but it doesn't have infinite health. So it will break down if you don't handle it enough. So if you just usually even with 3 people shooting, they likely won't be able to break through. There's a very important thing to keep in mind of these walls. They are extremely weak to melees. I would demonstrate, as you can see, just one melee. It swings really fast, and it breaks down. So be careful of any enemy that rushes into your walls and wreck it with the melee. You should suppress fire them, if possible. Outside of these walls you can build, you can press R to switch between one of these 3 buildings. This is a cache where you can place it down. And then build it up, and it acts as a resource point. So let's say I need some ammo. I can pick up this and get some ammo. And then the final thing is a palisade. It is just a much smaller barricade that you can build instantly. It will immediately be built with one swing. So it's nice as an emergency cover. Something to note about this cover is that if you break the supporting block, okay, this is awkward. I need the breakable place, so my bad. Here. There we go. So let's say someone breaks the block, it will break the entire building. So it's important to keep it in the place where they can't just break the supporting block as easy as that. That is the basic of the rope. Now we go to the mortician, which is the medic. The medic have a very useful ability in that, first of all, your first aid kit will fully heal you rather than only healing half your health. And same with your teammates. You can heal your teammate much faster as well, because you are kind of a medic, if you know what I mean. You're supposed to save lives. So let's say I take some damage. Yeah, that's awkward. Yeah, that's the issue. I'll just do this. As you can see, I'm injured, and look at how much faster I heal compared to others. And I also fully heal, so that's the important part. And I guess it doesn't restrict my movement as much, because I am kind of a medic, so I'm supposed to be ready for that. So after heal, I can immediately take like 2 more stabs. For your information, the knife will, if you get stabbed by a knife 3 times, you will die. That is how much damage the knife do. Yep, as you can see, pretty useful. Another thing is that you have your G, which is you will throw a healing needle at someone, preferably the teammate, I suppose. And if they need surgery, they can pick this up to immediately heal to 150 health, which is a lot. If you have an ally who needs it, you can just tap G, and then it will throw it at them. If you hold it, you will just throw it outside like this, and anyone can take it, including the enemy. So like, here's the dummy, you can see, they can take it. That's very important to know. Your 6 is a medical compound which consists of some miscellaneous buff. The first one is a healing buff, which increases regeneration and fully heal anyone who does not need surgery. The second one is a speed stimulant. It increases their speed. That's it, pretty much. They run faster, they charge up faster, they ramp up faster. The third one is strength, which increases their melee attack speed, including mining. So let's say I put this on. You see, mining is much more effective. Oh, and because I forgot about the rook, the rook also have a bigger pickaxe that can break the rock. So there's that too. Basically, rook is meant to manipulate the terrain. Your fourth one is increased handling, and the fifth one is increased stability for weapons. Now, something you keep in mind here, you can use your medkit to check how much stimulant you have, and you're not allowed to have more than 3. Because if you have more than 3, you will become sick, and effectively, all your buff is null and void. These buffs do expire after the time, but if you want to remove them by any chance, you can press Q to remove them all and replace it with antidote, where it prevents you from getting buffed at all. Also debuff too. And the sixth one is a very odd one out. This is called Tox. Amatoxin Vial. Basically, if you throw it at an enemy that isn't a mortician, they will be infected with some kind of sick virus, which will slowly build up tox in them and make their blood go above 30 free stimulant, which effectively nullify the buff and also weaken them a lot because it makes you sick. So if I throw it here, it's not good because it's a mortician, which is immune to other morticians' buff. Don't ask me, that's how the game works. That's it for the medic. Now the officer. The officer is a very interesting case. Because the officer have a whistle and binoculars. So the whistles, you can use it and then click to activate a buff of your choice. This one is a speed buff. Increase their acceleration and their maximum speed. Basically, you can run around fast. Each buff lasts for around 30 seconds, as far as I know. Pressing Q, you can switch between the buff. This one is a speed buff, which is the default. This one is a defense order, which increases everybody's regeneration speed if they don't need surgery. And if they do need surgery, they can perform it faster. So here is an example. I will use this. This also works for myself. Right, I have no bullet. See, I'm injured now. Now I can use this, and it's slightly faster, as you can see. Yep, it's faster, and it regen also faster. Much faster, in fact. Oh, it expired, so that's stopped right there. And now I'm full. And then the final one, which is focus order, this just increased your weapon handling and stability. That's it. So like, your shot is just more accurate now. That's kind of what it does. It is pretty effective though, because and your binoculars, these things are special because they will be used to mark enemies. So if you right click and you click on an enemy, they will be marked for a whole 10 seconds. You can also press R to place a telescope, which if the telescope spot an enemy, it will reveal them for 2 seconds until they hide behind something. say like this, as you can see. Then they peek like this, and then they hide here. Yes. It will only be kind of like a cone-like area coverage right here. It also goes through wall. Well, these kind of walls. You can see it will constantly highlight them until they get out. And your third tool is a flare. You use T to press it. You want to place the telescope with R, and you put the flare down with T. So what this flare does is it lights up the area, and it also marks enemy inside it. So yeah, I will show you. This is not the telescope doing. You can just face it that way. Like if any enemy is in it, it will constantly highlight them until they get out. You can see. This is give a lot of information for your team. A passive that the officer has is that they mark enemies from their shots. So let's say it will highlight them. And another passive is that you can capture objective faster than any other class. So let's say I have this on the objective. If I go in, I actually beat them because I capture objective twice as fast as a normal person, which allow me to just capture it because I'm on it. That's all about the officer. Now we'll move on to the Jaeger, the ultimate trapper, I suppose. So the Jaeger is all about tricks and traps. Their utility item is a smoke bomb, which for some reason also make enemies cough and yourself. So if you stay in here, the smoke will somewhat cover vision and then give anyone inside talks aside from competition because they are immune for some reason. As you can see, some talks on me. This thing does go away by itself, but takes a long time. That's about the smoke bomb. And now the item, the Jaeger Hunter Kit. You can place down a various amount of trap. You can press R to select which kind of trap you want. There are 6 kinds here. The man trap is as simple as that. You place a bear trap for humans. Let me demonstrate. So let's say someone run into this. It's a hit, and it will alert you. Basically, if someone run into it, their health will be set to 10. That means if they take a hit, they will die, and they are also prevented from running for 5 seconds. So if they get hit by that, they likely won't be able to get away from you. It's really good for holding choke point like this. You can put it in like some kind of Z tunnel over here, and effectively prevent them from going. You can place up to 2, by the way. Next is a tin bomb. This also requires some requisite knowledge because you need to know how the trap works. So you place a tin bomb anywhere like this, and it doesn't activate by itself. You have to hold right click to place a tripwire. You place it down, and then whenever enemy walks through this line, only enemy. Ally walking through it does not trigger it. So here's an example. So there's a tin trap. If they step through it, it will be blown up to smithereens. This can effectively kill anyone that isn't a rook because rook take reduced damage from explosive, including tin bombs. And another thing about tin bomb is that it's not just tin bomb, it's most other traps. They can be shot down. They can be broken. So you can melee it or shoot it. Either way. The next trap here is a gas shell. It is much like the tin bomb and your smoke bomb combined. So this isn't particularly too lethal, but it is really effective still because it only costs 1 supply. You still also need a tripwire for this. You can see it only costs 1 resources, unlike the tin bomb that costs 2. Most trap you can only place 2 of. So keep that in mind. You can place 2 of each. 2 of each. So the smoke bomb, there's something special about these is that they also have a side effect for those who unfortunately step on it. I will show you right here. Wait, not a mortician, because mortician is immune again. I know mortician kind of counters this class, I suppose. I mean, mortician saves life. Yeah, it would be nice to have at least one mortician. That's what I recommend. The standard infantry will be enjoying that a lot. So now I'll have a standard infantry dummy to demonstrate the bomb in effect. Here we go. So as you can see, dummy is right there. They're very clueless. They step on the gas, and they're starting to cough immediately. And also, you cannot sprint while you're coughing. The only way to remove this is that they have to use a medkit to drink the antidote, which then opens them for attacks. The next item is a dynamite sack. These things are a little different because they don't trigger. Normally, they trigger by someone shooting them. So let's say I shoot this. It's an AoE, and in fact it did just kill the dummy behind the wall. They are dead. I can assure you that. That's how the dynamite works. Unfortunately, I'm out of resources, so I'm gonna have to get some more. Because there's still 2 other traps I need to show. Okay, that is my resource back. The 5th one is a shotgun trap. I'll go to the area and then demonstrate how it works. It is much the same as the tin bomb, except that it's a bullet, so rooks are not resistant to it. It will also one-shot anyone who is unfortunately get hit by it. So it is recommended to place it somewhat sideways like this, because it's kind of like a semi-straight line. So you kind of have to place it like this if you want it to work. Keep in mind that most traps can hurt yourself, so you will have to be careful. So if you shoot a dynamite too close, you yourself will also be caught in the explosion and effectively die because you're an idiot. So do not do that. Thanks. Anyway, continuing on with the shot shell traps. There's a dummy. So right here is the shot shell trap. You can see it. There we go. So they step on it. Get shot. It hurts a lot. And the final one is a light lure, which is just it emits the light from your lamp, but this thing is kind of like just a bait, so it's really tricky to deal with. As you can see, it looks identical to your team light, so you could really trick some unsuspecting victim to step on, I don't know, tin box, because that's the easiest one to trigger. Like, for example, do it like this. I'm only staying here so you can see what's gonna happen. You shouldn't stay near the trap, by the way, because it can. I did say it have the potential to just friendly fire you. And here we go. Okay, we have an unsuspecting victim here. They're running into it. They're like. Oh. And as you can see, it friendly fired myself. That's just for demonstration. All trap can be shot down by the enemy to prevent triggering it, except the dynamite will trigger if it gets shot, or if the supporting block gets destroyed by any means. So, for example, right here, if I destroy the thing, it will kill me. And that's it for Jaeger. Now we're going to Lancer, which is a very melee-heavy class. Please wait for the respawn. will take some time. Because reinforcement is every 40 seconds usually. So it gets a little slow. Okay, so the Lancer. You mostly sacrifice guns, and you're just using a very large lance that is extremely powerful. It's as simple as this. You can just swing like this and deal a lot of damage. You can right click and swing for precision attack that deal with more damage. And if you're sprinting, you can press Q to charge and shot the first enemy you hit. So if you miss, you will be stuck in headland. If you hit, like right here, they will die, no matter how much health they have. Your G is rally ability, which you equip your lance, and then motivate everyone near you. Give them morale. Good morale. And then you have throwing axes, which is your range option. Your only range option. In fact, there's nothing else I can say about it. Because it's just a pretty good weapon. It will two-shot. And it also is a melee weapon. You can attack enemies with it, but your lance is usually the stronger one out of the bunch. The axe will two-shot kill the enemy and makes no gun noises because it's not a gun. It's pretty silent, so you could use it to get some quick kills. So presumably, yes, the dummy. Ignore that I actually hit the head. Bad. It also bypasses the helmet. One very important thing about Lancer is that there is something special. I'm sending my dummy over to demonstrate. But essentially, you cannot charge into objects that will deal no damage. So like if I charge into wall, it will deal no damage. And if I charge into this here, which is Vanguard shield, if I use the charge of this, it will block it perfectly. And basically open me to get counterattack by the teammate or just himself if they have a gun. But the thing about Vanguard is that they're weak to melee. You just don't charge it, you just melee them. You raw melee them, and it works. Okay, the final class, the Vanguard. Which is essentially what I just showed you earlier, that it can block bullet from... not block bullet, block the lance charge, but it can also block bullets from guns, provided they hit the shield. So here's your weapon, the Bulwark shield. Essentially, it allows you to use a pistol and a shield together. But the problem is that while you're doing this, your gun has much worse recoil than if you were to just not have the shield on. Which is funny, and then this makes it even worse, the absolute defense, where it covers your entire body behind the shield. You're effectively blocking shot. It is nearly impossible to shoot enemies like that. I will demonstrate how the shield works by sending a dummy with a weapon. Essentially, the bullet that hit the shield will deal damage to the shield, but only the specific parts can take damage, and like most of the part is just indestructible. So presumably, I will raise my shield like this. You also is very slow while protecting yourself. Let's say it's a dummy right here. It will not do anything with the shield. You will just knock back. You can see the shield held off perfectly fine. Now I'll let the dummy shoot one of the main part, which is boom, and it's down. So now you're open. You shoot from there. Like that. So it is pretty dangerous. To repair your shield, you press T to repair it, and you will place a new part back in. I'll throw away the part that's damaged. Outside of the top part, the other two parts that can be damaged are the left and the right, which are much more durable than the top part. As you can see, it took 3 shots to take down that one, and it will also take 3 shots to take down this one, but only 2 shots at the top part. And now your shield is measly. You don't have to raise your shield to defend. As long as they hit the shield, it will be blocked, regardless. So even at the back right here, if say you like backshotting people, yeah, you will have to aim like you can aim at the hand right here or the leg, because it's not the shield. Only the shield part protects you. I have no parts. Go. So like even in the absolute defense stance, there's still some time and opening, like this leg shot over here that I can do myself if the game. Okay, the recoil is unfortunate for me, but yes, keep in mind your leg can be shot at this stage. You might want to crouch because that avoids that situation altogether. But effectively, you want the enemy to shoot the shield in the middle as much as possible. Also, the middle part will block melees until you and then you will stagger. The heavy lance will instantly stagger the target. All other melee will take around 2 hits to stagger. Well, provided the stagger is full. But the Rook's heavy pickaxe will completely ignore the shield for no reason. You can see on full stagger, they're quite durable. Does they stagger? Your G ability is granting all allies behind you better stability and weapon handling and reload speed. If there's any allies behind you, which I don't have visual in this case. And your 6th item is a rally banner, which gives allies the it. You guess it, stability, weapon handling, and reload speed, if they happen to be near it. It can also be shot by the enemy. So I'll put it somewhere safe. Like that. The thing's gone. Most construct can be shot, so even that telescope right there can be shot by an enemy. So although it's surprisingly durable for it, I will say. So is the lantern door over here. As a vanguard, you are pretty durable, but your main weakness is melee. I will quickly demonstrate by healing myself a fool, and then you get stabbed by the melee. As a normal knife takes 3 shots to kill people, for vanguard it specifically takes less, if I remember. So here's a quick demonstration. Let me fully go first. Okay, that's good. So 1 stab. Already injured. Right. So you're much weaker than melee, so keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot of weapons that I won't be covering because you should just try it out, but I won't be covering about the main weapon to start off with and the classic. It would be important. Either way, the very important rule, do not die. Take cover, build some cover, make some cover for yourself. Run away if you're in a bad situation. And that's it. Okay. Have fun.